morning, everybody. Welcome to another pre-recorded episode of Pre-Recorded from the Secret Stash. I'm one of just two hosts today.
Oh, hello, everyone. Yes, there's only two of us today. Jules, the reason we're pre-recording this is because
taking a trip.
While you guys are watching this, Jules and I are on our way down to Baltimore. The Baltimore Comic-Con is this weekend, but before that is the Diamond Retailer Summit. So we get to go down and hear what's coming up.
Yeah, you guys get all the exclusives,
and we're getting some exclusive news and some exclusive comics. So it's sort of like someone told me it's like a timeshare. You have to listen to listen to
the bullshit first,
the bullshit spiel, and then we get these rare comics that we can sell.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's nice. So if you're looking for a rare comic that I want to sell,
this is your first time going in a while, right?
It's my first time going ever.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've never really had a presence down at the Diamond Retailer Summit.
So this is like a big year for you guys then.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
This is going to be huge. Since we are the world's most famous comic book store,
facts,
we figured that, guess what? Time for us to represent. So
time to put some backing behind the name.
Damn straight. And, put some faces out there that people are like, hey, there's Mike from Comic Book Man. I remember him.
Remember that guy?
I hated Comic Book Man, but I'm going to go up and slap him around.
No, we loved the Comic Book Man.
We did, but I heard a lot of comic book stores, or some of they're probably gone by now. COVID probably did them in. But
history is written by the victor, Mike.
Yeah, it is true. We're the ones we had the staying power. So, yeah, there were actually somebody went up to Kevin one time and said, "You guys make my fucking life so miserable because after, Comic Book Men, people come in, they want to sell stuff to me, and I'm like, I don't want to buy your shit." And he's like, "Dude, I'm getting them in the fucking door for you. What you do with them after that is your business, but I got them in the door for you."
Oh my God.
Are you nuts?
You helped. You guys, I'm convinced, help revitalize an entire industry, and people are ungrateful for that?
Of course. Well, and you kidding? IDW's Ted Adams wanted to have a Kickstarter to get Comic Book Men taken off the air.
What?
Ted Adams from IDW. And he had his publisher call me and Ming when we were on. I Sell Comics doing it live, and he called into the show, and he didn't realize that we were live, and he was saying stuff like, "Come on, man, you can't do that." And we're like, I'm grilling him for this. I'm like, what does Ted Adams say? Well, he doesn't like you guys, but that's beside the point. And Ming edited that because the publisher was a friend of Ming's.
Okay.
And he was sort of a friend of View Askew.
So take the bad out of it a little bit.
We did a little bit, but Ted Adams, I was pissed off at him for giving Steve Niles the back of his hand because Steve Niles actually helped create IDW.
What?
With 30 Days of Night.
All right, I'm putting on the Comics College
hat.
All right.
Good boy.
So is this the origins of IDW Comics, the greatest IP-based comic book company?
They were very tiny, and Steve Niles had written 30 Days of Night, which was boom.
And this was like IDW's first big thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And and he didn't really mention Steve Niles at all. And I was pissed off at him for that. I'm like, Steve Niles deserves your love and appreciation. Until somebody, actually it was, I'm going to name her.
Somebody's?
No, I'm going to name her name. Heidi McDonald went on and was talking shit about Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. Said that we were misogynistic. We weren't wheelchair accessible, which is a lie. We weren't anything. And it was all from one or two really negative reviews we got on
like Yelp or some
shit, and completely inaccurate. Somebody just had it out for us, and she quoted that review as if it were a journalistic source.
Yeah.
And I was pissed, and I called her out on it. I said, "How can you do this? How can you cite
bullshit.
a source? Yeah, how can you cite a source when it's actually a review and there's no validity to it?"
Yeah. What was her response?
We actually had a nice discourse until Steve Niles jumped in. And he's like, who the fuck is talking about my friend Heidi McDonald? I'm like, that would be me, sir. I'm like, Steve Niles, nice to meet you. He's like, fuck you and fuck you and fuck you. I was like, whoa. I said, hold on, dude. I said,
We're having a civil discourse
yeah, we're
here.
having, this is what it's all. And he's like, go fuck yourself. And I'm like, dude, I have not said one, you have
Vile
not,
word
I have
here.
not cursed at all. In which, if you knew me, that shows incredible self-restraint.
I could see
So-
I could see the inner Mike.
Yeah, I was-
He's chained down.
Oh yeah, the little guy is in there going, I'm gonna, and Steve Niles is like, go fuck yourself. He's like, if it, I would come down there and kick your ass. I'm like, wait a minute, you're threatening violence to me?
We're talking about
Yeah.
comic book shops, bro.
Yeah, and
sit down and take a chill pill.
And seriously, and I, and he said something. He's like, I don't even know who you are. And I'm like,
really? Because clearly you do, because you
I'm
seem
like,
so worked up
yeah,
about it.
you're pretty worked up about it. And I said, well, at least I'm not a one-hit wonder. So, yeah, it was a low blow. And he blocked me after that. He actually told me he was going to kick my ass again. And then he blocked me. I was like, okay, cool.
If he ever tries to pull some shit,
That's
let
okay.
me just roll up. Like,
Nah,
that'd be
you know
the
what?
funniest thing in the world.
Christian, that would be really funny. That was just like, holy shit, I want to see. It's like,
I'm
you
tapping
better
in
go
for
to-
I'm tapping in for Zapsik. What's good?
yeah. He's like, I've got to go change my pants.
Exactly. He'll walk through the door and be like, Zapsik, where are you?
So, yeah, right.
It's
Uh-oh.
like the cartoon. What is this a tree in front of it? Slowly looks up.
All right.
Hi there.
I just want to say hi to Mike. He's my favorite guy.
And then we
I
cut
love
to the
him.
outside of the shop, and it's him getting tossed out, Fresh Prince style. I mean, I could do it. It'd be fun.
Yeah, and
Be a great
there's just
bit.
like a bunch of bags of garbage that he falls into. It's like, that's not even where we put our garbage. But okay, cool. Glad to have it happen. Now,
Well,
you know
I'm
what?
sorry that happened, man. That's
That was
bullshit.
like 7 or 8 years ago. And
Wow.
yeah. I mean, I remember it because I was like,
That's wild, because I've been working with you for almost 5 years.
yeah,
That's crazy.
I know, right?
That's wild to me. But that's fuck you, man. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Yikes. All right.
No, now all right. So that's the kind of the origin, well, not the fight, but of IDW is like that was that one-off comic, and then they were like, you know what? Let's acquire licenses.
That gave them, they sold so many and they did second printings. And
Do you know
they
what their
brought-
first IP was? Like that they
I
acquired?
really don't.
It's not Transformers. Is
I
it?
don't think it might have been Transformers or it might have been G.I. Joe.
That sounds
And it
accurate.
could have been G.I. Joe because they're in like at 300 or 400 now. So,
okay.
I mean, I could check, but I don't care enough to.
That's fair. No, I
I'm
was
sorry.
just curious.
But Ted Adams, yeah, I'm not a big fan of his. But I think he might still be somewhere in the mix, but
Who cares?
whatever. Yeah.
We got our own cool thing going on anyway.
Yeah, we do. We
Secret
got plenty
Stash
of them.
Pressing.
Secret Stash Press. Yeah, had nothing to do with IDW.
Masquerades,
Has to
Quick
do with
Stops.
Dark Horse,
Dark
who we
Horse.
love. Dark Horse, who they've been pioneers for creator-owned comics for decades. They image Mike Richardson. Pretty much rolled out the red carpet for all the creators.
Didn't they have something to do with the George Perez fund we talked about a couple months back? Or was that just kind of an independent thing?
That had more along the lines of that was by the Hero Initiative.
Okay.
Was Hero Initiative, but Dark Horse is they're huge with
Indie creators.
indie creators like Mike Mignola, Frank Miller. Frank Miller had his stuff there.
Is Sin City Dark Horse?
Sin City is Dark Horse. Sin City's Dark Horse.
The Mask. Wait, no.
The Mask was Dark Horse. Yes, I believe it was. Hellboy.
There we go.
John Burns. He and the new. I'm sorry. It was Next Men, not New Men. Next Men.
Next Men.
Next Men. It was his sort of like mutants.
Oh, his take on
yeah.
what were his mutants called then? Were they like
They were the Next Men. It had a guy who had heat vision, but he burned off his eyelids, which is gross. But hey, what are you gonna do?
I mean, For me, I think heat vision is like one of the worst powers you could have.
Pretty much, because your eyes, burning eyes suck.
One, burning eyes suck.
Yeah.
Two, it seems to be uncontrollable at any level.
Cyclops, yeah.
Like Cyclops could never take the shades off.
Yeah, and Superman was whenever somebody like grabbed him by the head and made him use his heat vision, or he was using his heat vision, and they turned his head like, I don't know, silly string.
See, it's also because it's also you're permanently that dick wearing sunglasses indoors.
Yeah.
And there's no redeeming qualities of that. So you're permanently stuck being a dick.
All right.
What is true?
Okay, I got you. I'm with you.
You don't feel like arguing with me today. You're just like, what?
You're kidding.
I'm all argued out.
You got my back, and I've got yours, buddy. That's all there is to it.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we're gonna be going down there. We're gonna hit up. Friday is like you can go to Baltimore Comic Con. We as part of the retailer convention get free passes for the day. So Jules and I are gonna go check some stuff out, talk to some people, maybe nail down some appearances here.
Ooh, some more appearances.
Yeah.
Who for you would be like a dream get to get in here?
A dream or the dream get? Like,
both.
Okay.
When are we getting Neil Gaiman in here?
Neil is at the top of my list. He is at the very top, and I've actually reached out to his people. Actually, his.
I bet we can get an evening going at the Smod Castle.
That would be fantastic.
Oh my God.
He'd be great. I would love to get who else? John Byrne, but he'll never do it.
What's that?
John Byrne does not do conventions, doesn't do personal appearances. The only time he'll ever do anything like a convention is a Star Trek convention.
Really?
Yeah, he's a big Star Trek fan.
All right, so we got to turn the Smod Castle into like an enterprise-related theater, and then everybody's got to come in uniform.
Yeah,
That's the
Klingons.
only way. The only way we can make this happen.
I would love to see you dressed like a Klingon. You would be phenomenal.
As a Klingon?
Yeah, you would be very formidable.
I could do it.
I know you can.
That'd be awesome.
The ridges, get the ridges on top of your head.
Oh shit! Yeah, that'd be fucking cool.
Awesome.
Oh my God! Hey, did you know that Shatner's actually going to be coming into town for a screening of Wrath of Khan?
Yes, he's doing Wrath of Khan.
They're like $35 tickets. I might fucking go.
Yeah.
Freaking, I'm like, see Wrath of Khan in the theater? Are you kidding me? I mean, it is the Count Basie. Hopefully they fix their AC by this time.
That'll be nice.
But
it's also in like March.
Is it? I thought it was like February. Well, regardless of when.
February and March. That's a nice time to go.
Regardless of when, I'm going.
Okay, cool.
That's going to be amazing.
That's awesome.
But like Neil Gaiman, so the John Byrne would never do it, but he would be a great get.
He'd be a great get. I would love to do. I'd love to get. Frank Miller would be really cool.
Oh my God. Mike Mignola.
Mike Mignola, yeah, he'd be fantastic. Get Scott Snyder in here. Greg Capullo. I think they would be two amazing guys. Love to.
Jeff Johns?
Would love to get Jeff Johns in here. But he's mostly out on the West Coast.
Okay.
So he's a West Coast guy.
We'll travel for the show one day.
I'd love to get Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland in here just to pick their brains. Oh my God. How awesome would that be?
That would
Dave
be amazing.
Filoni and Jon Favreau.
Ooh.
Getting a little even nerdier.
You want to know something? I would be more interested in Dave Filoni only because Dave's got the mind where it's like, can you imagine if he wasn't just tethered to Star Wars?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would, because I know that he got his start on Avatar, Last Airbender, which is a fantastic show. If no one's ever seen it, please do yourself a favor, go watch all 3 seasons on Netflix. But I look at his work and everything that he's done for Star Wars, and I'm just like, can you imagine if this dude helmed an original movie?
That'd be amazing.
Like, outside of Star Wars, if they, like, just something. Like, I'm happy for him. He's living the dream as being Lucas 2.0.
Sure.
But, like, I think
branch out. Let's see what you got. What do you have? Let us see what you have.
You got.
Show us what you've got.
Because we like what you got.
Yes, and in that vein, I would also like to get Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane would be fantastic in here. Seth and Todd, same day. That'd be great.
Seth and Todd on the same day at the same time. So
No
Seth,
relation.
you got the Orville. Todd, you got Spawn. What's good?
Yes. What's going on, boys?
When is the Orville crossover?
Who else? I'd love to get Rosario in here. Let's get some females,
Ooh.
some female action going.
Rosario does have a comic though, right? She did write something.
No, she was.
She was a part of something.
Part of La Borqueña. La Borqueña.
We got Google.
You got Google. La Borqueña, I think. Rosario would be great. Who else would I love to see in here? So many. I'd love Tina Fey in here.
Tina Fey would be dope.
La Borqueña. Did I butcher that?
I'm
not trying to.
I think you're close. La Borqueña. Yeah, I think that's it.
Borqueña?
Yeah, Borqueña.
Okay, cool.
And that was for. I don't know what company that was for though.
Was that? Oh my goodness, that was. No, it's not gonna pop up there.
Shoot, that's gonna bother me.
It will.
Ah well, I'll figure it out later. But I think it sounds.
You could pop it up, and I could try and find
the yeah. Let's
the
see.
logo.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like kind of an indie book?
Skybox?
Rosario Dawson
No, it's
stars in several adaptations. Sorry, folks, this is now bothering us. So we need
It
to
is.
know.
Sorry about that.
Produced with support from the National Resources Defense Council.
It's the Puerto Rican
NROC.
NROC. All right, here we go.
All right.
National Reconnaissance.
So this is I think an indie comic then. This is just straight up like
Yes.
kind of outside the system. Ah, that is dope.
You know who else I'd like to get in here? Gail Simone. Gail Simone, she's she writes or was writing Wonder Woman. She did Birds of Prey for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, she's actually one hell of a writer.
I know it's definitely in the cards, but I don't know when it's happening. But Mark Bernard needs to come in here.
Oh my God,
immediately,
yes he does.
because I need to ask him all the questions about
do.
that book.
That's amazing.
Because
Yeah.
that book was incredible.
Adora?
Yes.
Adora and oh my God, Adora and the I'm blanking.
You could just say Adora, that's fine. But I
Adora,
know there
yes.
is a
fantastic.
connotation to it. But like Adora
Adora
was
in the Distance, yes. Adora in the Distance.
amazing book.
It was fantastic. And such I mean it's worth reading multiple times. So
I think his short is premiering at the Smodcastle Film Festival.
that is awesome. We
So
better
I
be
think,
there.
well, not only do we have to be there, I think maybe we could try and squeeze him in here, maybe during that time, because
That'd
I
be
think
fantastic.
he'd be here.
Yeah, I would love to. You kidding? He'll be doing a Fat Man Beyond with Kevin, I'm sure. So I can talk. But I'm waiting for them to reprint Adora in the Distance. This way we can
That's
get
right.
in.
It's completely sold out.
It completely sold out.
Do you know how happy I am that I have a first printing of that book?
Oh yeah.
Because that is going to go down as like one of the best books ever.
Oh yeah.
At least in my opinion. I'm even though I'm a noob to comic book reading, I just had a very strong reaction towards reading that book, and I love it so much.
Yeah, it's very, very well done, and Mark's a really, really good writer.
And
a good writer.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something that Alan Moore said. Speaking of,
Yeah, I saw his comments about the Watchmen show.
yeah, he says a lot of shit. Here's a guy who.
Should we just leave this guy alone by now? Like, should we just know better?
We should know better. We all should know better, but we don't. So we're gonna keep poking that particular hornet's nest because he doesn't seem like a terribly nice guy.
No, I don't think he comes across as not a nice guy. I think he just comes across as a guy who's been asked the same questions over and over and over again.
Well, I have no questions for him, nor would I want to speak with him because he turned his back on comics. Alan Moore, for those of you who are not initiated.
Yeah, but didn't the industry kind of chew him up and spit him out in a big bad way?
I don't know about that because, I mean, he could have given as well as he got.
That's true.
He could ask for just about. I'm sure there were personality conflicts, and that happened a lot back in the 80s and 90s. There were tons of people. As a matter of fact, people walked away from the industry, and actually walked away from the big two, and told them to go screw themselves, and went out and formed their own comic book companies like Image.
Dynamite.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I mean, I guess more or less that maybe the film industry chewed him up and spit him out, because it was like there's so many near adaptions, near misses, because he's got views on everything that's been adapted of his.
I'm sure he does, and I'm sure he's like bitching and moaning about From Hell. But From Hell is not terribly. I mean, it is original, but it's not terribly original.
Yeah.
I mean, people have been. It's about Jack the Ripper.
Like, I understand that he will probably have an opinion on it, but to be honest with you, I loved the Watchmen show, so I kind of don't care.
Yeah.
Like, especially after the fact, when, like, it's over, like, it's not out of the stream of conscious per se, but, like, it just seems like a stupid dig at someone unnecessarily.
Not only that, but he also pretty much told everybody to take his name off of everything he's ever done and go fuck yourselves.
What?
So if you look at any Watchmen title, any book, any even I can't say that League of Extraordinary Gentlemen doesn't say Alan Moore on it, but if you look at the later printings of Watchmen, it doesn't have Neil Gaiman's name
Alan
on
Moore?
there. Alan Moore. I'm sorry. Why am I saying Neil? Sorry, Neil.
Because we're thinking
sorry, Neil.
of a
I'm trying to.
superior human being?
Yes, I'm trying to think of the superior human being. But if you look at Miracle Man, which is being reprinted by Marvel right now, and which is ironic because Marvel made them change Miracle Man's name from Marvel Man to Miracle Man. His name is nowhere to be found on there.
Really?
Yeah. And he gave away all of his rights to, when he left Miracle Man, he gave away his rights to Neil Gaiman.
I think that when you get to that point where you give away the rights to these things, I don't think I'm going to be able to bitch anymore. For example, if I gave away my right to be on this show and all that shit, I'm not going to bitch about who's coming after me. You know what I mean?
But people do.
People do, but I'm not going to.
No, but when you've got, well, he gave all of that stuff away to Neil Gaiman, and Neil Gaiman probably doesn't need the money from Miracle Man, but he wants to
it's just that creative mind.
He wants to finish the story because it was Miracle Man Interruptus in 1987 or 90, however, whenever Eclipse
that was
went
the
under.
last
Yeah.
book? Okay.
Yeah. So, and he was handpicked by Alan Moore to continue the story. So, and Alan Moore, I mean, he is entitled to his opinion.
Oh, for
but
sure.
I, as a fanboy, you know what?
I'm just tired of the negativity, man.
I just don't want to hear your shit anymore, I guess. And it's, you calling us douchebags. We don't need that. We heard that growing up, Alan. And you're a fanboy too. And he said
your
something.
comics allow us to escape to that world where it's like we're not. Like we're having a good time.
Yeah.
And you want to say that and bring the mood down?
Yeah, and you want to shit all over the stuff. The thing that made you famous is the thing that you're bitching about. And the fact that we all lifted you up, and now you're a world famous warlock. I guess, whatever the fuck you are. It's that double-edged sword where you're biting the hand that fed you. And I personally have no... It's like Steve Niles. I have absolutely no skin in the game getting into an argument with you. It's a zero sum. But just shut up. Don't call me, because I still read comic books and I'm over the age of 10, I'm some kind of mentally challenged person. That's
Because you
pretty
still
much
read comic books.
That's pretty much what he says. And he's like, it's sort of an illness. It's a mental disease. It's like, what's a mental disease? Depression. And if we don't find some escapes in life,
Then we're gonna be like that all
Oh
the
my
time.
God, yeah. Then I'm gonna be a pissant,
And
angry.
newsflash, more you
Yeah.
created some of those getaways.
Yeah, you did. And does it give you the right to bitch about them? Not really. I mean, unless it's something that you're like, well, they put a gun to my head and they made me create these characters. So I don't think they did. He wrote some of the most influential, not just like original stories like the Watchmen or Miracle Man or Killing Joke. Well, that's what I was going to say. He took existing characters and made us think about them in a different way. Like for the Superman who has everything.
And we thank him for that. Like
Yeah, we do. We
that
thank you.
superior thinking is the reason why we have these incredible movies in the first place, is because it showed people that, like, hey, look, just because it's in a comic book doesn't mean it's got to be hunky-dory wonderful all the time.
No, you took us down some dark roads.
Oh, for sure.
Holy shit, did you? For the man who had everything, he put Superman into an impossible situation.
Man who had everything. Wait a minute.
For the man who has everything.
Did they adapt that?
They
in
did
Justice
for
League?
Justice League, yes.
That's one of my favorite episodes of that show. That's an Alan Moore story.
It's an Alan Moore story.
That's one of the few Superman like anything
Centric.
that I think should be a movie. Like, that's one of my favorite episodes of that show.
It's a great episode.
God, I didn't know that was fucking Alan Moore.
Yeah. And the last Superman story, that was right before John Byrne took over, right there. Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. Amazing, but dark as shit. Holy God, was that dark. This was saying good. This said goodbye to the entire Silver Age of comics.
Wow. And then we go right into the Bronze Age.
No, not right into. I would have to say that this was the final nail in the coffin for the Silver Age, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. It was 17 years in the making. I think the Silver Age pretty much stopped in 1969, 1970. Mm-hmm. But Superman kept being... Superman was like that one-hit wonder. He just kept going and going and going. It was always done in one.
Okay.
And there was no real... there were no real stakes.
This is before the death of Superman and those
Yes,
books?
way before.
Okay.
This was like 5 years before. So they needed to do something. So to improve sales on Superman, well, to improve sales on everything, they did Crisis on Infinite Earths, and that was the epitaph. That was the finale of Crisis on Infinite Earths. This was the last story, the last Superman story.
Wow.
And then
Inked
John
by
Byrne.
George Perez.
Yes, and then John Byrne came along and rebooted Superman. Wow. So, which is pretty cool.
He would be such a great get. Why don't you do conventions, boss?
Because he's he's Alan Moore light.
He's Diet
Yeah.
Alan Moore.
He's Alan Moore Zero. So there you are,
Man,
sugar-free Alan Moore.
That's wild.
So
I had no idea Moore wrote that story.
great story, amazing episode too.
It'll always stick out to me, the ending, when to get out of that escape fantasy, he has to watch Krypton crumble, and he's holding his kid.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my freaking God, what is going on? Oh my God.
He said, "God help me, I don't think you're real," and it was heartbreaking.
To me, I think that could be the next, like, if they want to figure out Henry Cavill new Superman movie, whatever, cool, do that.
Yeah.
And then that way, at the end of the story, you can introduce who's gonna play the new heroes moving forward. Because I don't know if Affleck is gonna come back. I don't know if Wonder Woman is, because I know that those characters were a part of that story, or at least in that version.
Yeah, and if you read the comic book, actually the hero of that comic book was Jason Todd.
Get the hell out of here! Really?
Yeah. Because they were getting their asses beat.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Wonder Woman was just getting like the throwdown. It was horrid, just watching him like kick her ass. And I mean, she is like one level below Superman, but like going against Mongol versus Superman was like two heavyweights going at it, like Rocky and Clubber.
The thing that's on him too, that's giving him this false reality.
Oh, the Black Mercy.
Yeah, isn't that something that Suicide Squad used as like their main adversary? The Starlight creature.
No,
I
that
know
was
that's
Starro.
I know that's Starro, but like, isn't he kind of the same creature?
No.
It's a different thing.
Different thing. Starro was from Brave and the Bold 28. That was the very first showing of the Justice League.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh man. Now, you see, this is why I like Comics College, because I would have had no idea that Alan Moore wrote that story.
Yeah. Well, see, I teach you something new every week.
Na, 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 na. I love it. Friggin'. Before we started this show, I came in and I was setting up, and one of the things I was thinking about and I just said out loud was, because I just discovered this was a thing, and you had told me, oh yeah, Santa Claus conquers the Martians.
Santa Claus conquers the Martians. Yes, sir.
I still can't believe that this is a real thing that I discovered. Listen, I'm not going to talk too much about a Christmas movie around Halloween time, but like, it just got me thinking of like other Mystery Science Theater movies.
Oh my God, this is one of the best.
Is it really?
Oh yeah. Actually, Santa Claus is one of the best.
That's one of the best Santas on film. Is in Santa Claus conquers the Martians.
No, I'm talking about Santa Claus. Santa Claus, if you've never seen it, there's a 1959 Mexican movie called Santa Claus. Punch it up.
Okay.
He's going to punch it up. This is actually
what year?
1959.
19. My favorite car year. Okay. Santa Claus.
It's Santa Claus versus
the devil.
Versus the devil. So yes, it is awesome. We sold so many of those DVDs at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash when DVDs were still a thing.
Did you really?
We sold the physical, yes.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It was amazing. It is insane. It's
I mean, it's Santa Claus versus the devil.
Yeah.
I could see that being like a sequel to the Santa books that we just recently promoted.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, yes. This is Santa Claus versus the devil. Santa Claus, he lives, and they're trying to get Christmas down in Mexico. They're trying to get, because Santa Claus had no purpose in Mexican culture. Mm-hmm. So
get him down there.
They figured, why the hell not? So they tried to Santa was this guy. What are you going about?
I'm reading the first sentence and I'm already sold. On December 24th, Santa prepares for his yearly journey at his Toyland castle in space.
Yes, he lives in the clouds.
Oh my God.
And he's got he doesn't have elves, he has children helpers from all around the world.
I don't know how I feel about that, but all right.
Well, it's child labor, but what are you going to do? And his main guy is Pepe, who wears the serape.
The King Prawn?
No, the chief elf sort of guy is Pepe. No, not Pepe. The
not the prawn from the Muppets again.
No. So, and he's got all these things that let him spy on children on Earth, like the Earoscope. It's an ear on a fan, I swear to God, and it's I swear to God, it's it's amazing.
Oh my God, this looks.
So they didn't have much use for Santa Claus. So he's down there, and they're like, "Who's Santa Claus, Mommy?" And he's a nice man who gives presents to children who are very good. And this poor little girl, and they're very poor. They live like in a hovel. Like, I mean, you go in, you're like, holy shit.
Like just instantly, like,
you're like, oh my, yeah.
Call Child Protective Services.
Yeah. No, that's awful. And so the devil can intrude in her dreams. So the devil does, and
So it's like a mixture of a Santa Claus movie, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that they got some ideas from Nightmare on Elm Street there.
this sounds batshit that I can't wait to watch, but like, it sets me up on a thought process where it's like these movies are like just such a category in their own.
Of course they
are. But there's so much. There's some of them that are so much fun. Some of them are really, really rough to watch. I won't lie.
Wait till you watch Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Oh, it's amazing.
Well, no, there's what's the Balloon Land one? That's the one where I'm like, I don't know if I could sit through that. There's one that's like just. It was filmed in Pennsylvania. It's like notable for being like one of the worst movies ever made. Like worse than Plan 9. Like something in Balloon Land or whatever. But like those movies, as ridiculous as they are just so much fun. Leading to when Adam Project came out and when you were like, Christian, can't watch Adam Project. I'm like, I can't watch Adam Project. Why not, Mike Zapsik? Said your full name because of course it did. And I'm like, well, why can't I watch Adam Project? He's like, well, you got to watch Time Chasers first.
You have to watch Time Chasers
and
first.
Then watch Adam Project.
Then watch that. Yeah, absolutely. Because same plot.
And not only were you 110% right, I had so much fun with Time Chasers.
Oh my God,
Like,
it was such a great movie.
It's a great. You know what? I don't even
Awful
want to.
movie.
Yeah, it's a great awful movie. Like, there's also like a behind the scenes documentary of them making it, and you could tell how fucking passionate that they were about it.
Oh, they were
like,
insanely passionate. And when they found out the Mystery Science Theater was doing like a riff on them, they were like, "Oh my God!" They had a party. They like got all the
They made it.
Yeah, they're like, "Yes, we're finally there." And they were not happy with the savaging that they took.
No,
and
they tore into it.
But it was so. I mean, it was well-deserved tearing.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, listen, if you make a bad movie, like, you're gonna get ripped apart for it, no matter what.
Oh, and well, you should.
Like, if you're lucky or unlucky, it'll be referenced by Mystery Science Theater. Now, do they cover newer bad movies, or do they still stick strictly to an era?
They actually they take it's Riff Tracks does. I don't know. I think they jump around. I know they did a bunch of newer movies in the not too distant past.
Yeah, because I think like.
But I think they have to do like they have to get the rights to do those movies. The reason why they riffed on so many of like the old B movies from the 50s and 60s, public domain, exactly. So they didn't have to worry about it. So
fuck you, Disney, for ruining the public domain.
Yeah, exactly. Well, fuck Disney for many things, but yes, for not calling me number one.
Yeah, that's true.
And bastards.
Well,
so anyway,
it's not just them that owe you a call.
That's true. Chris,
Warner Brothers
owes
you a call, guys.
Damn straight.
Because I don't know if you knew this. Literally right after we wrapped the show last week, breaking fucking news: Walt Hamada is out of Warner Brothers head of film as Warner Brothers head of film. I think is just out of Warner Brothers in general. And you know what I say, Mike? Good fucking riddance.
Yeah.
One suit down.
That's right. One fucking suit down, man. We're
God. Especially after the shit he pulled with Ray Fisher and that whole bullshit. Fuck you, Walt.
All right, wow. That's a passionate man right there.
I am passionate about that. That shit that went down was ridiculous.
Hey, punch up, while you're on Google, punch up Warren Disbrow, because I got a new thing for you. You could go to IMDb if you'd like. Or Warren Disbrow, or B-R-O-W.
Okay. Warren Disbrow. Warren F. Disbrow.
That's him.
There we go. Haunted Hayride.
Oh, yeah. He does.
Neptune, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Invasion of the Flesh and Invasion for Flesh
Click that
and
up.
Blood. Oh my God.
Yeah.
These
are. You should watch these.
These are just very bad New Jersey movies.
Well, they're made with. They're made with love.
I see it. Ooh, I see a familiar face in the credits.
Yes, you do.
I'm not gonna say as what, but Jesus, that debut. That's her first movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And this is in Jersey. Yes, I'm watching this. Invasion for Flesh and Blood. All right. That sounds like a trauma movie, too.
Yes. You should watch this and then watch the next bunch of movies.
By this director?
Yes, Warren Disbrow. He used to come in every once in a while. He used to have a newsletter out of Neptune that he wrote stuff for. So
oh my God.
I think you should watch these movies. If you're looking for movies that were made with like heart, or that with they had their hearts were in the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I can see what you're. Oh my God. I'm watching part of a trailer for it, and it's giving me flashbacks to middle school.
Oh yeah,
like
of course.
this looks like something I would have made in middle school.
Of course it was.
I love that so much.
Then I want you to watch that.
Oh my God, Haunted Hayride the movie. All right, that's one, and then the newest one he made in 2010, Hates Haunted Sleigh Ride. Oh man, it's probably Christmas themed too.
I believe so.
Oh wow. See, I will always love a good bad movie.
Of course you will.
Like they're so much fun. There's one I will never forget watching, and it's kind of a higher budget one, The Wraith,
Yes, I remember that.
with a very young Charlie Sheen playing I think one of the, well, not one of, like the quote unquote Wraith, but it was, I remember watching that and I was like, this is so fucking cheesy.
See, that's why the internet is great and streaming is fine. You've got everything at your fingertips. However, the going to the video store. We used to go to a place called Phaser Video.
What a name.
Loved it. Phasor, Phaser Video.
Phasers.
Right here in Red Bank. And they had their horror section. And the horror section was like twice the section of any other section. So you go over there and you're like, this is fucking Mecca. Because you see those, like, the corners are all like starting to rip.
They got character.
They do.
They got stories to tell.
Holy crap! These people had stories to tell. What the hell was the name of? I'm trying to think of some of the really great ones that I watched back in the '80s, like
Jack Frost.
Jack Frost was one. Night of the Creeps.
Night of the Creeps.
Great movie.
Oh my God, Critters.
Critters was great.
Any of the
But this was
Critters
oh my God.
Chopping Mall.
Chopping Mall with Linnea Quigley and Barbara Crampton. Love both of those ladies. Also, because that was part of the mall phase too.
Well, like that was like all the rage, right?
Malls, you couldn't like swing a dead cat without hitting a mall. It's true.
Okay.
But City of the Living Dead, that was, I mean, just some of the some of the production values were less than great.
Well, yeah.
But it was awesome because you'd have these, he'd be talking to you like this, and he'd be sitting there talking to you like this. You couldn't see right over here, but he'd be talking to you like half of a face, and you'd see somebody over here going, "But Papa, what do you mean by that?" It's not what you're talking about. And it was dubbed. So you're like, holy crap, that is just so insane.
Whoa. That is something that I do miss though, where it was like you go to the store and you get to see these titles and pick them out. Not just like I do appreciate things like Shudder existing and Netflix, of course, but it is not the same scrolling through.
No, of course not.
Through like hours of content libraries just to find that one thing. When you can go look and make your decision based on that.
Based on a box.
Exactly.
Based on who's got the coolest looking box.
Right.
And you're like, oh, this sucks, but this sucks so good. Because you knew that if you picked poorly, you're like, oh, fuck.
That's how I became a Nightmare on Elm Street fan. I'm not saying it's bad movies. I'm just like, the first one I watched completely by accident at a very young age. But then when I got old enough, and I was like, I do like horror. Mm-hmm. I was like, let's go to the video store. We had a local Blockbuster. Mm-hmm. Although my favorite was always Hollywood Video. I
gotcha.
But like, we would go there, go to the horror section, and then I saw this crazy cover, and it was the original Nightmare on Elm Street poster, where it's like you barely see Freddy.
Yeah, where it's like if Nancy doesn't wake up screaming, she won't wake up at all.
Yep.
Yep.
And then finally saw that movie in full context, not just specifically terrifying scenes.
Gotcha.
And loved it. Like, it was still terrifying, but it was a good time.
Oh, of course. It had very young Amanda Wyss, very young Heather Langenkamp, very, very young Johnny Depp.
One of his first movies.
Yeah, it was.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
Yeah, right. And
Sticks
like,
his
whoa,
tongue to the phone. Oh my god, it's just so ridiculous. There, years later, someone made a fan film that every Halloween I make an effort to watch because it's very Roger Corman-esque, but it's done pretty damn well. It's Ghostbusters versus Freddy.
Wow.
And it's a real fun time because the guy playing Freddy does a damn good Robert Englund.
Cool.
And it's sold so well because like you could tell like these guys made it like a middle school video project, kind of like what Haunted Sleigh Ride looks like.
Hates Haunted Sleigh Ride. Come on, get it right.
Hates Haunted Sleigh Ride. Let me get the title right.
Get it right
for this auteur, okay? But it's such a fun watch. If you ever have a minute, it's actually only like 30 minutes long.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's on YouTube. It's an easy
Ghostbuster
watch.
versus Freddy.
Freddy versus Ghostbusters.
Gotcha. Cool. Oh, they won't pop up if I put it the wrong way. Like, fuck off. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, the YouTube police are coming after me. Yeah.
They've been
if you
trying
get a
for
chance,
years.
watch Warren's stuff. It's actually quite enlightening.
I will check it out. And he no longer comes into the stash.
I haven't seen him in about 10 years.
Come on in, man. We'll interview you on the show if you watch. I would love to talk to you about your movies because that is awesome. Because you know what? At least he made them.
Yeah.
That is something not many people can say.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Plus, any movie that has a title, Kiss of Medusa, I'm going to watch.
Oh, there you go. That's 82?
82.
Wow.
I've been making it that long. He's in that one, too. Okay.
What's the storyline?
It does not say.
It says
it just says add a plot in your language. So let's make up
Okay.
the plot for Kiss of Medusa on our own and then put it on IMDb.
Sure thing. Yeah, there we go.
All right, Mike. I think you got a comic book convention to go to, and we got stuff to do tonight.
Yeah, we do. So, folks, thanks so much for popping in. I'm gonna be. We're gonna have one before we go. Ooh. We've got Alton Simpson in this weekend.
Ooh.
This Saturday, Alton Simpson's gonna be signing his Vampires in New Jersey. And he's doing, I think he's got Witches of Westchester. You know what? I'm sorry, I don't have my deck in front. I don't have my deck in front of me. But Alton's going to be here. He is the guy behind Vampires in New Jersey. Very, very cool for a very cool Halloween. Mm-hmm. And looking forward to having him here. He'll be here from 11 to 6.
All right.
Or 11 to 5. It depends. You know, a lot of people like to come in late. So
just to get the book signed. And that's a free event, right?
It's a free event. Costs you nothing. We'd love to have you come in.
Costs you nothing except a smile and a good attitude.
And
come on in.
Come in, chat with Alton, buy some of his wares. That'd be great. Come in, see us. Me and Cousin Johnny will be here, man in the stash. We'd be doing some fun stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then also, check out tickets for the Smart Castle Film Festival. We're showing films from November 30th to December 4th. We got over 150 films we're showing, and Ernie put together a stellar list of films.
That's very true. Speaking of the Smart Castle, tonight, if I'm not mistaken, if I've got the timing right, is Kevin is doing commentary over one of his movies. I think it's...
Oh, yeah. It is Jane Silent Bob Reboot.
It's Jane Silent Bob Reboot. VIP tickets are still on sale.
Yep.
I don't know as of right now, but go to smartcastleCinemas.com
to get your tickets.
Because
we nearly sold out last time.
Yeah, and I think this one's got the VIP package has a couple of really clever freebies. Not freebies, but, you know, includees.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call them includies. How about that? I like it.
All right, Mike, always a pleasure. Everybody, take care. Have a good one.
Peace out.
the podcast. We got the nerd button on repeat, and we're gonna smash. Come on in, I assure you that we're open. Shoe polish on our signs, cause our locks are always broken. You need that view askew? You know we got you, dude. Showing gratitude and always smiling, never rude. Top 5 movie reviews and what's new. We bringing out the big guns when we coming through. Whoa,